Hello, this is Christopher Igaya, and this is a video presentation that will highlight basic techniques for creating a dynamic website design. Unlike static websites, dynamic websites are capable of providing information, collecting information, and updating content. Businesses of all sizes use dynamic websites because it allows them to interact with customers and their needs. In my project, I created a website for a fictional business called Momentum Digital Solutions, or MDS. This is an activity flow diagram. It visually presents a series of actions or flow of control in the website. We start off by having a user access the website in a state of not being logged in. Here, access to selected features are limited. From here, we can view the portfolio, view the Contact Us page and send a message, view frequently asked questions, view UX/UI design services, view web development services, and view digital marketing services. The user will also be able to go to the login page. Here, the user can sign in as a registered user, create a new account, or retrieve a forgotten password for an existing account. When the user goes through a user authentication process, it will either deny or accept the user's login credentials. If it is denied, the user will restart the login process. If the user's credentials are accepted, they will be given access to the website as a registered user. When the user logs in as a registered user, they are in a login session. A login session is a period of activity between the user logging in and logging out. The start and end of a login session is represented by two double lines. During the login session, all the same pages are accessible with the addition of the member's account page and the project page. As a registered user, you are able to select or deselect services from the UX/UI page, the web development page, and the digital marketing page. All services selected from these pages will be summarized on one page, the project page. Here, the user will also be able to add additional services or deselect them to remove them from the project. A registered user will be able to view and edit their account information. The login session ends when the registered user logs out. Alright, this is an entity relationship diagram. This represents the database for the website. Each table represents an entity, and under the entity name is a list of its attributes. So I'll start off with the employee entity, which has a primary key called employee ID. It has a many-to-many relationship with the project entity. Project number is its primary key. Employee ID is its foreign key. Customer ID is another foreign key. Together they make up a composite entity called assignment. Employee ID is both a primary key and foreign key. Project number is also a primary key and foreign key. From here, the project entity has an optional to many to one mandatory relationship with the customer entity, which has a primary key called customer ID. It has a mandatory one to optional many relationship with the credit card entity. Credit card number is a primary key, customer ID is a foreign key. The project entity has optional many to one to many relationship with the service entity, which has a primary key of service ID. Together, the project and service entities make up a composite table of order with the project number as the primary key and foreign key, and service ID as a primary key and foreign key. Okay, this is a diagram of the website system. This explains the flow of web pages in a website using wireframes. This is a login page. If you have a existing account, you can use your user credentials, which is the email and password, or you can choose to create a new account or recover a forgotten password. If you want to create a new account, it'll take you to the create new account page where you fill in your name, email, password, and phone number. After you submit, you get a confirmation page that your new account was created. The button takes you back to the login page where you can try to log in with your new account. Also, from the login page, you can choose to recover a lost password. From here, you enter your email address, and if your email address is in the database, it sends you an email with your forgotten password. After you submit, you get a confirmation that your email was sent to your email address. From there, you go back to the login page where you can try to log in with your username and password again. If you're logged in, you can log out. So this is the confirmation you get when you log out. You can go to the portfolio page, contact us page, my account page, where you can choose to edit your account. The UX UI page, which is a user experience, user interface. Here you can select your UX UI services. Web development page where you can select your web development services. Digital marketing page where you can select your digital marketing services. The project page, this is a summary of all the services you selected from UX UI, web development, and digital marketing. From here, you can also add additional services or remove services that you don't need anymore. And we have the frequently asked questions page. Here's a list of test cases that I will go through as I demonstrate my website. When you first access the website, you are brought to the home page, which is the default page of the website. Your status is guest user because you're not logged in yet. To log in as a registered user, you will click the link on the upper right to go to the login page. This is the login page. Here it asks for your email and password. These are your registered user credentials. You can either click cancel, which will take you back to the home page as a guest user, or submit, which will submit your user credentials and bring you back to the home page as a registered user. You can also create a new account and request a forgotten password. First, we will create a new account. This takes me to the Create New Account page. It asks the user for their first name, last name, email address, phone number, and password. Each field throws an exception if its input is not properly formatted. We will attempt to test each field to see if an exception is thrown. For now, exceptions are thrown if a field is left blank or if there is no @ symbol in the email address field. Okay, first I will attempt to create a new account with the first name field left blank. That throws an exception. Then I will do the same with the last name field. That throws an exception. Then I'll enter an email without the @ symbol. That throws an exception. Then I will not add in a phone number. That throws an exception. Do the same for the password. That throws an exception. With all the fields filled in correctly, I will now create a new account. It gives me a confirmation message with a button to go back to the login screen to try to log in with my new user credentials. We will attempt to recover a forgotten password. Click the forgot password link. This takes us to the forgot password page. We enter our email that we have on file. submit, and you have a confirmation that says, if the email you provided exists in our database, you'll receive an email. Follow the steps in the email to recover your forgotten password. Okay, at this point, the user would check their email to recover their password. But since I already know my password, I'm going to try to log in with my login credentials. So I'd enter my email. Password. Submit. And this brings you back to the home page, but as a registered user rather than a guest user. In the home page, there is a header with the primary navigation with the links to the home page, UX UI design page, web development page, digital marketing page, project page, and portfolio page. In the middle, in the hero image, there is a secondary navigation, which is the 3 categories of services. If you scroll down, we have a About Us section. Here is a list of the categories, a description of each category, and the services that are provided in each of the categories. Here we have customer reviews, and this is the footer. In it we have links to social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, a link to the Contact Us page, a link to the Frequently Asked Questions page, and a link to the My Account page. The website is responsive, so it means that the layout adapts to different sizes of viewports. By shrinking the window, we can view the website's layout with different viewport sizes. So right now you are viewing the desktop viewport size. If we continue to shrink the window, you can start to see changes happening. They adapt to the size of the viewport. So right now this would be a viewport for a tablet. You can see the primary navigation has changed into an icon which has a drop-down menu. We keep on shrinking. Now it has a layout for mobile devices. You can see that the secondary navigation has changed. The links now stack on top of one another. And if we bring it back out, we can go back to the desktop view. Okay, now we will select services from each category in order to create a project. So we have UX UI design, web development, and digital marketing. We also have the same links in the primary navigation. So UX UI design. This takes you to a page where it describes the category and lists all the services within that category. Each service also has a description below it. So from here we would click what UX UI services we would like to add to our project. So I'm going to choose user research, a logo and brand design, and responsive design. Then we'll scroll to the bottom and there's a button called Add to Project. Click it and you receive a confirmation saying your selected services have been added to your project. You can either click to stay on the page and add or remove some of the services, or you can just go straight to your project summary. Here you can see that the UX UI services we selected are now added to the project summary. It also gives you an estimated time to complete the project, which is 7 days. Now we can move on to the next category. Let's check out web development. Here we do the same thing. We choose what web development service we'd like to add to the project. I'm gonna pick client-side coding, server-side coding, database implementation, and user authentication. Add to project, we get the same confirmation. Right? We're gonna view our project summary again, and now you can see the web development services added to the project. Estimated time to complete 12 days. And finally, we go to digital marketing. I'm gonna pick search engine optimization, SEO, and social media marketing, SMM. Right, add to project, go to project summary, and your digital marketing services are added. Estimated time to complete 14 days. Okay, let's say you forgot to add services to your project. You can easily do it from the project page, or you can even remove services, but we're just going to keep it the same. I'm going to submit the project, and then you are given a message saying this is your final opportunity to make any changes to your current project. Do you want to proceed with your submission? You can either choose to go back to your project page and make changes, or you can submit your project for review. So we're going to click submit project for review, and then we're given a confirmation message. It says success, your project has been submitted for review. A representative will contact you in 1 to 3 business days. It gives you a confirmation code and also gives you a phone number to call if you have any questions about your submission. From here, we can click back to home. Alright, now we can view other pages on the website. We can view the portfolio page. This has a list of projects, former projects of MDS. Let's go back home. The footer navigation, we have frequently asked questions for user support. We have a contact us page, also for user support. It asks for your name, your email, phone number, and some random comment right there. We can click submit, and we get a confirmation saying your comment was sent. Our representative will respond to you as soon as possible via email or phone. We can go back to home. Also in the footer navigation, we have my account page. Here you can view all your account details. You can also choose to edit your account. We're not going to change anything. Alright, now if you're done with your session, you can choose to log out. The logout link is right on the top here. Just click that, and you get a confirmation saying you have been logged out. And you can go back to home, but you are no longer logged in as a registered user. So you can also deactivate our account. So we have to log back in again. Submit. And to deactivate your account, you would scroll down to the bottom, go to my account, and you can see a deactivate my account link on the bottom. Click that. It asks you if you are sure that you want to deactivate your account. You can cancel and go back, or you can deactivate account. You get a final confirmation saying your account has been deactivated, and you can go back home, but you are no longer a registered user.